I got to thinking. I did that one-handed ferro rod fire yesterday video, you know, and it's great to practice your skills for in case of an injury or anything like that. And I used my left hand because, you know, I'm right-handed and I wanted to use the hand I use the least. I was watching a video earlier as Matt from Black Hat Bushcraft did one on ferro rod techniques, and it made me kind of think about something. Is that, you know, he was saying in his video that, you know, we all know that these bigger ferro rods throw off a lot of sparks, you know, and things like that, but not everybody has these, and I do recommend that you get these, you know, because they're worth it. They throw off a lot more sparks, better chance of getting fires going, things like that. However, most of us have something like this, or the little Swedish steels, things like that, you know, Coghlan's fire steels, just your basic fire steel. And I've had this one, this Ultimate Survival Technologies, the Strike Force. I've had this for years, probably 3 years, and I've used this all the time. You know, it's what I've used, everything. I actually have 2 of these. I have one packed away in a kit, you know, somewhere for an emergency that's still new that I haven't even used yet. But I used this one for the longest time. And I like the bigger fire steels better, of course, because they do throw off better ignition, you know, sparks to get the fire going. But however, this one works good, though. It's just got a shorter ferro rod in it. So that is what I'm going to demonstrate. Is because using the ferro rod that basically most of us really have. So I'm going to try to do this one hand. I'm going to use my right hand this time. Let's see, just down here. I'm going to try a different technique too, because I had some people comment on my videos also. That one guy had been lighting one, you know, because we're talking about injuries, you know, if you're hurting yourself, you're injured. But one guy had been doing one-handed fires for a long time because he had a stroke. You know, I was thinking, you know, when I was talking about having an injury in the field where you hurt your hand somehow, you know, falling, trying to catch yourself, you may even cut yourself. Something, anything to you know, not be able to use your hand very well. So I'm using my right hand this time. I'm using this technique right here to scrape off some fire or some fine bark here. I'm losing a lot. It's kind of windy out here. So yeah, he just had to, you know, so that's something to think about too, is that, you know, you have brain injury, you know, if you have had a stroke or any other type of injury that may inhibit you from using one arm. And that's unfortunate, but, and I hope he's able to be okay with that. But that's kind of what you do as humans, you know, you adapt and overcome and try to do what you can, best of all, to, you know, to do what you have to do, you know, to just keep going, whether it's in daily life or anything. So let's pound that in. There we go. Trying to get a good amount of tenders off here. So that's also, like in my video too, I failed the first time because I didn't have proper materials ready. You know, it's always good to have, after you get the initial ignition, you want to have something that you can get your initial ignition going. And some wind out here, so I'm going to move this to the ground. I'm going to bring you all over here. Yeah, there we go. And as you can see, I have this set up already. And I did do it one-handed, which is not hard really, to get a little pile of something going. But this thing snaps on so that you can do it. You can take it off with one hand. And we are going to try this. See the shorter ferro rod, you can see how short this one is. It's only about 1.5 inches, 2 inches, compared to having a longer striking surface of the other one. Well, it's windy out here a little bit, so this is a great skill to practice. Work on your personal skills. Golly, see, it's so short, I keep falling off there. I'm actually having a harder time doing this one than I did yesterday's with my left hand. Yeah, see, had it going for a second. It's hard to direct the sparks in there. Golly. See, a cotton ball with Vaseline soaked cotton ball would be awesome to do this with. Probably easier than fatwood, because generally that just takes one spark and it goes. See, I wasn't using any fatwood. It's all cedar bark. And that's a bitch. But if it works, you know. They take a little bit to do it. But that's what it is, adapt and overcome, basically. Any disability or injury that you might have. so you can get enough to get something going. Like I said, you know, it's important to always have your materials ready. If you're able to make a feather stick with some very soft wood, if you're lucky to be able to have something like that to go. I tried that before with one hand, and it is not easy. But that'll allow you to get something going, you know, like smaller sticks and things. And all that. So, but that was a lot tougher than the using my left-handed. I mean, fatwood did make it easier. The longer ferro rods done messed that up, didn't I? There. Yeah, the longer ferro rods make it easy too, because I mean, this is a 1/2 inch by 6 inch, and you can tell just the size differential. It makes it so much easier to scrape on something longer like that to get more materials off there to create a fire than versus this one. And you saw me, it kept wanting to slip off all the time because, for one thing, I am used to doing this. Plus, if you're doing it, you know, like this, it's so much easier because you're directing it right down and you're not coming off the edge there. So, but anyway, I just wanted to challenge myself again and do it differently. To see it burns long enough, that's long enough. If you have prepared materials, you have enough time to get something together, you know, or get a fire started, you know, with bigger materials that you already have gathered. But anyway, just wanted to do that one, just challenge myself again, and that's really it. I suggest you guys challenge yourselves too. Different ways, you know, do different things, different ways to start fires. There's all kinds of ways to try this, whatever your brain comes up with. And as always, keep it heavy.